Title suggestion: Taurine and aging. What the new science really says. 2 years ago, a study came out that got a lot of people excited, myself included. It suggested that taurine, an amino acid found naturally in our bodies, could help slow down aging. I remember reading it and thinking, could this really be the next big thing in longevity science? But now, a brand new study has been published, and it seriously challenges that original idea. And honestly, it might actually be a good thing. Let me break this all down for you. It supports energy metabolism, nervous system function, and heart health. The big 2023 study showed something pretty wild. When worms and mice were given taurine supplements, they lived longer. Worms saw up to a 23% increase in lifespan, and mice showed about 10 to 12%. If your taurine levels drop too low, it can cause real problems, like cardiomyopathy, which makes it harder for your heart to function properly. So first, a quick refresher. Taurine is found mainly in the brain, heart, and muscles. For years, taurine's been added to energy drinks. But recently, it caught attention in the anti-aging world. It's no surprise that people got excited. Researchers also observed that taurine levels drop as these animals age. So the theory was simple. Maybe supplementing taurine could help us fight aging in humans too. But here's the twist. The new study that just came out took a deeper, more rigorous approach. And the results? They didn't support the original claim. The core idea from the 2023 study doesn't hold up under closer scrutiny. That first study used a method called cross-sectional analysis. They looked at different people of different ages and compared taurine levels. But that can be misleading. In fact, they found no consistent decline in taurine levels with age. Not in mice, not in primates, and not in humans. That's progress. That's how we move forward. So what gives? The key difference is in how the data was collected. I take it because there's real human data showing taurine supports metabolic and cardiovascular health. It's a more accurate way to see what actually changes as we age. But there is a catch. Many of the trials were short, lasting just a few weeks or a couple months. Some of them had design flaws, and most were relatively small. They found that taurine supplementation helped reduce fasting blood sugar, blood pressure, triglycerides, LDL cholesterol, insulin levels, and even HbA1c. This newer study used longitudinal data, meaning they followed the same people over time. The results were pretty clear. Taurine levels don't drop with age. In some cases, they even increased. It's just like glucose or NAD can accelerate cancer cell growth in a lab. It doesn't mean the same thing happens in your body. We need human studies to understand the real-world impact. And so far, there's no strong evidence that taurine is harmful in that context. One study even showed a 7-point drop in blood pressure, likely due to improved blood vessel function. So this changes the whole picture. But right now, it still has enough potential benefit, and the safety profile looks good. Just because I take something doesn't mean you should. Talk to your doctor before adding anything to your routine. If taurine doesn't decline naturally as we age, then the logic that supplementing it slows down aging starts to fall apart. We have to be careful here. That might sound disappointing. I get it. I was hoping taurine might be a game changer too. But here's the thing. This is actually great news. Science is working exactly as it should. Come up with hypotheses, test them, and if the data says something different, we change our minds. So where does this leave taurine? Well, I still take it, and not because I think it'll help me live forever. For example, a recent meta-analysis looked at 25 clinical trials involving over 1,000 participants. That's not nothing. Most of those studies used doses between 1 and 6 grams per day, and taurine was considered safe. So yes, we need more high-quality, long-term studies before making bold claims. But the existing evidence, while imperfect, points in a positive direction. Taurine also appears to support heart function in people with heart failure. So again, for me, this isn't about longevity. It's about supporting systems that matter right now: metabolism, heart health, and inflammation. I know some people have raised concerns about taurine and cancer, especially because of a recent cell study that showed taurine could regulate myeloid cancer cells. That study was done in a petri dish. Now, to answer the big question, will I stop taking taurine? No, at least not for now. I take it as part of a microvitamin formula I've been using, and if the data ever shows I should stop, I will. But remember, I'm not giving medical advice. And while taurine might not be the longevity miracle we hoped for, there's another supplement that's been gaining attention lately, one that's showing real promise in human trials. So if you want to know what that is, check out the next video where I break it all down.